Good evening everybody, and welcome once again to the White Rock Caves here on the seafront at Hastings, the home of the True Crime Museum. Tonight we're going to be looking again at how to get rid of a dead body. It's an endlessly fascinating subject and one that has puzzled murderers and criminals since the dawn of history. Tonight we're going to be looking at the case of John George Haigh and how he got rid of bodies. The acid bath murderer, the clue is of course in the title. He used concentrated sulfuric acid to dissolve the bodies of his murder victims. Concentrated sulfuric acid will go through a body and pretty much anything else it comes into contact with very, very rapidly. It is very, very dangerous stuff. It's an extreme corrosive. It decomposes proteins and lipids by hydrolysis. That's the stuff that we're all made of. Strong dehydrating properties on carbohydrates and causes secondary thermal burns. So when Haigh was placing his victims in a large oil drum or a series of large oil drums, because the sulfuric acid went through the oil drums, it will dissolve metal as well as it will dissolve flesh and bone. He would pour the acid onto the bodies from the carboys that we have here at the museum, which are made of glass so that the sulfuric acid doesn't eat into them. It's one of the very few things that the acid won't dissolve. He would then mix the mess around and it would create, forgive me for the phrase, a human soup, which was a mixture of the acid and the bones and the organs and the flesh and so forth, which he then either tipped down a drain in Gloucester Road, which was where he committed his first 5 murders, or at his workshop in Crawley. He tipped that out into the yard in front of that, and that was where the remains of Mrs. Olive Durand Deacon were found, and those were the remains which convicted him. The things which didn't dissolve were her false teeth, gallstones, and the mother of pearl inlay on her lipstick and makeup compact. The reasons that these didn't dissolve were that they are silicates, I suppose in the same way that glass is, and are not affected by the concentrated sulfuric acid. Why was Haigh so hell-bent on getting rid of every trace of his victims? He mistakenly believed that the legal phrase corpus delicti, or body of evidence, meant that without a body there was no evidence and could be no conviction. This was a complete fallacy, and one that he had great cause to regret, because it led to him being hanged at Wandsworth following the court case. Haigh killed 6 people that we are aware of. His reign of terror ranged from 1944 through to 1949, and there were gaps in his killing caused by him. Well, the killings themselves were caused by him running out of money. He was an inveterate gambler, and he liked the high life, he liked the casinos, he liked entertaining friends, women friends and so on. He liked staying in posh hotels, and when he ran out of money he would seek out another rich victim and put a bullet in the back of their head and introduce them to his oil drum and to the sulfuric acid. So that's the story of how to get rid of a body the John George Haigh way. Come down to the True Crime Museum where you'll see the original acid carboys that Haigh used.